Welcome to On the Chain. I am Chip. That is Jeff over there. What's up, Jeff? And tonight we've got a very special guest. And I can't believe we got the one and only Bearable Bull, the Bearable Bull with extraordinary, crazy, above average content. Above average content for now. We're not talking about aggressively average. We're talking about stupendous here. You're on the chain. We're going to bring it. Get ready for the bull. Get your popcorn ready. Get your drinky poo ready. Let's get going. Let's go.
Let's go.
Welcome to On the Chain.
All right.
Let's bring in the Bearable Bull, man.
Where is he?
Where is he? Drum roll, please, Jeff. Boom. What's up, Bull?
Bada bing, bada bing. I was hiding backstage. I wanted to start with you guys. You know where I was.
I know exactly where you were, man.
I know.
How you guys doing, man? It's an absolute
awesome.
Pleasure.
It's fantastic.
Awesome to have you on.
Oh man, yeah. So it was what I like about. I was watching your last video, and I love that little laugh you do. It cracks me up every time. Gets me in the feels. It's like makes me laugh, makes me feel good. And we're all kind of talking about the same thing, right? So. There's all so much going on with this lawsuit and, the altcoins and, Bitcoin's flying and everything's kind of like waiting to blast off. And is there going to be another market, right? Another altcoin sort of run? But before we get into that, let's get into your origin story. The Super Bowl origin story. How did you get into crypto? Like, where was your first exposure to crypto? Was there a friend that got you into it, or you just stumbled into it one day?
Dude, it was one of my best friends that I've known for a really long time. He got me into crypto in 2016. He got in at around 2012, and all he was showing me was, dude, this thing just keeps going up to the damn moon. And it's like, and I'm like, all right, can you explain it to me? He's like, no, I can't. Look, it's just going up, So that's kind of how it was. I'm like, okay, well, let me dabble a little bit. So I dabbled with Bitcoin a little bit in 2016, but I wasn't really that serious. But then prices really started going up in 2017, and eventually I stumbled into Ethereum at like $10. So I found Ether at $10, but I saw it rise quickly to 40. So I sold everything, right? All that Ether at 40, but then we eventually saw that run up to $1,400. So I was like, I don't really know what the hell's going on here, but I know I need to be in this space, right? So that's really my origin story. In 2017, after I sold all my Ether, I realized the profundity of my mistake. I became an aggressive altcoin.
Oh, the Schwartz.
Yep. I became an aggressive altcoin investor. I was always really good at pinpointing cryptos at low entry points that could like outperform the Bitcoins and the bigger caps. So that's really my area expertise and what I like doing. But my biggest mistake, and this is something I teach my mentees in my program, is that my mistake was at the peak of the bull run. I didn't take profits, right? And that was my mistake. And I'm sure plenty of individuals in here and ended up Jeff, I know everybody, we were bag holding, me, I'm very much a rebel. Chip, hey, you can hide too, my friend. We all got to embrace it. But
I've made so many mistakes, I can't even count them all, really. I'll be honest.
It's a lot. And something that I tell everybody is that still to this day, I hold coins that I entered at 99% corrections. They're 99% corrected right now. So they're gone, never to be seen again, and the shittiest of the shit coins, right? So I thought we all thought they were going to do something back then, but now,
some of them did, though.
Some of them did. Of course, some of them did. But what I'll say is I never regret, putting money into something and seeing it go to zero. It is what it is, and I've refined the craft to be able to make sure that I limit that, because it'll still happen, but to as limited an extent as possible. The only regrets I've ever had is completely selling from like really high quality cryptos too early. And that's a common thing that I see.
That's another problem. And you get tempted, but that's one of the things that Gary Gensler wants to make sure that he's out there to support you, to make sure you don't have to make those mistakes to begin with, if he has it his way. Yeah.
And that's what's so sad about what's going on with the state of regulation, is because when I saw crypto, it was when I was really young. I knew that I was gonna be an investor. I just had to, but in the stock market, I'm like, there's so many limitations and external variable. This isn't a free market. But when I stumbled on the crypto, I'm like, this is free market capitalism. Right? This is good, right? And it essentially allows the retail investor to become a venture capitalist, right? And that's what I love about this space. But they're saying, all right, too many millionaires are being made from accidentally from Shiba, right? And that is happening, right? Today
It certainly
Fast
is.
in the sheep.
My second client today that turned into a millionaire with Shiba. I'm like, oh my goodness. Well, let's refine that a little bit.
Yeah,
But
it's Shiba or one of those. So there's a lot of great comments here. By the way, we have Jordan Harry in the house too, which is awesome. And you guys started working together. I want to put this up here. This is Docs. He says, appreciate the show. Love Bull's content. Always great to thanks for that, Doc. We also have another one here. This is from throw it up there. Just a super sticker. And we don't know what it is. Could be a little dancing bear. It could be a guy flying a kite. Nobody really knows.
You have to see it over on YouTube. They can see it on YouTube. We don't see it
in this software, nobody really knows, but
I mean, I guess that's part of the mystery.
Yeah, so we got there's Jordan right there, and we had
right there.
Oh man, Notorious. Putting out quality videos, man, one after the other. And there's Jordan shouting out Notorious. So Notorious got 2 shout outs, and we had Jordan on the show. It was extraordinary, and that's awesome. But you guys are working together, right? You guys are doing stuff together now.
Yep, it's a great. It was not a coincidence that how we met, man. It's really humbling because the reason I met Jordan is because I found him a couple years ago when I was really struggling in life, making $0.00 and like 250K in debt and no income in sight. And I'm very stubborn, bro. I was unemployed, but I wasn't looking for any type of work, right? Because I knew that if I looked for a job that I was going to die a slow, painful death, right? So I was just over here figuring it out. I was maxed out on credit cards, and dude, it wasn't even ignorant spending. It was trying to start businesses and stuff, you know. So when all those businesses failed, I had to hit the drawing board. And Jordan, he had a TED Talk called How to Read a Book a Day, right?
That's
so
awesome.
I watched that TED Talk. I used those strategies to read 100 books in a year, and I still use the strategies that I read or the content that I read in those books today to do everything I'm doing now. So it was a profound year. Family, friends, and loved ones, they're like, dude, like, do you need help? Like, no, you got it.
Do you need help? We'll lend a hand. You need something to eat tonight? Or swing by, you know.
Yeah. So it was tough. It was a really tough period in my life, but you know, I'm glad I persevered, and that's how I found out about him. And we randomly ran into each other on Instagram. I'm like, dude, like, you changed my life, and he said, dude, you changed mine. So it was,
man, what a bro fest that is. Really, I mean, amazing, right? It's a great story though, but you know, this goes to show you the power of
social media. Yep.
Well, not only social media, but connecting with people. It turns out that, you know, a lot of people, they don't rather connect with people, but that's what I love about doing the show is like we get to connect with so many people that we admire, that you look up to and you say, hey, you know, and that's why I was at you for a little bit, like, hey, you want to come on, or you want to come on this little YouTube channel, you know, you want to come on the chain, and you know, we kind of kept the conversation and dialogue open, but you know, you were gracious enough to come on here, and I don't know, you've done a lot of interviews, so Jeff, you keep popping all over the place, man.
I think froze. All of a sudden, I look over and I was frozen.
I just thought you were really interested in what was going on. You just did it again. Look how interesting. Oh, you did it again. Okay, there you go.
Jeff is the external variable of this interview. He's going to be in and out though.
Well, I might have to pop out for a second too. But look at this from Rob XRP, another respected talent.
Much love, my brother. Much love.
Yeah, I mean, what he says, full respect to you three. Love your content. Yeah, Rob, we love your content as well. And you know, it's amazing. It's like I said, to be in the presence of so much talent. You know, I always see these tweets go out. What's the best community? And I already see the XRP Army pile in, XRP, you know, community, and it is great. I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of fisticuffs here and there, you know, somebody like, hey, but for the most part, there's a lot of love. It's throat punching goes on every once in a while, and I don't know.
It's honestly the greatest community of people on the planet. aiming towards one common goal and all suffering through the same nonsense all the time.
The whole thing.
That's awesome.
It's
And
the whole
yesterday,
thing. It's the
and
whole
yesterday
thing,
someone was just saying that, and they said I can't remember exactly who it was, and they were saying how the XRP space, they found the friendliest people, and they said anyone they've run into, it's just been such an outstanding experience overall.
Yeah.
Check this out. My Florida homies. I
Money man.
appreciate the hell out of Bull and you guys. My quality of life has gotten better because of Bull. Much love. That's glowing. Thank you for that, money man. Really appreciate that. And it's so funny. We're talking. We're like, man, we all live within. We can all like hang out within maybe 45 minutes of each other. And this is ridiculous. Why we're not doing it? I mean, I think we have to. We don't do it now. We'll take it offline, but we have to meet up.
On the chain meetup.
How are we not talking to the Bull in person, man?
Exactly. We should be sitting there over drinks right now. Check out EC. A question for BB. How's the XRP Kush? You rolling it, packing it, or baking it?
Oh man, listen, let me tell you right now, man. I don't have papers right now, so unfortunately, it's just sitting there, just like marinating. But let's get back. Let's pretend to care about crypto right now, real quick. So something I'm gonna ask is,
what do you got, man? You got this super list together. What's going on? Where is it?
Saying, please say hi to my bull. He's my mentor.
Susie. Hello,
Susie, man.
Bless you. It's a pleasure to see you again. It's a pleasure.
You got the bullies out tonight, man. The bullies are, anyone that follows the bull, the bullies are here.
Strong representation over here in Florida. It's awesome.
What I'm gonna ask you guys is, what do you think of the state of the crypto market right now? Because I know every single person, we each have our own perspective on what's kind of going on, but there seems to be a little bit of a consensus. But let's see if you guys are seeing something different right now.
Go ahead, Jeff. You can take this one. Jeff, jump right in, please. Don't be shy.
The state of the crypto space, I think it's percolating right now. I think we're getting, you can see it percolating also, but you also see that the something that we reference a lot, the brick and mortars seem to be really trying to buy time. And that's why they're really trying to clamp down on the developments in the space, because they've missed out. They're missing out. And they need to figure out a way to take back some of the power and control. But I think overall, the crypto space, like I said, just percolating. So it's just a matter of time. I'm listening around. Are we going to see the meltdown of economies? Is there going to be some major dump on fiat? Is it the USD? What exactly is it? Something is pushing the crypto markets forward, and it's just a matter of time. It's just going to be like a volcano. We like volcano power.
Yes, we do.
Hell yeah, man. And if I would just chime in there, I would just say this. I think what's really exciting about the space is the groundswell, not just here in the US, but a global groundswell of unity and people coming together. Crypto's bringing, one of the things that's amazing is that, same thing with you, Bull. You've got fans all around the world, every single continent. People are absorbing. You're changing lives with your content, and even all what we refer to as the on the chain family. They're all over the place, and they're crazy because they're up now at like 2 or 3 in the morning. And we love you, man. You're nuts. You're out of your mind, but we love you. But one of the things I'm seeing is the uprising. People are not sitting back anymore because what they realize is decentralization is tied to freedom. And the more decentralization we have, and they might not be connecting it like we are, maybe the 1, 2, 4, 5%ers, but I'm watching that grow. And as that grows, and as people continue to sort of do their thing, it's spilling into everything, right? So it's like, wait a minute, I've got rights. I'm a human being. Let me stand up. Let me be heard. And guess what? We are the majority. And whatever you got going on in this tiny little, you want to put the word G on it or whatever you want to call it, they do not have the power. We have all the power. And that's what I see in the space. And that was evident here when that bill was going to get passed in Congress, and all of a sudden shut it down for 3 days. And that was the power of, we heard that, I don't know who were we hearing from? They said 40,000 phone calls. Hitting, that was Emmer, right? Emmer. Was that Tom Emmer? Emmer was saying, when somebody gets 40,000 phone calls and a congressperson, that's like serious. So I see the market is, and again, I was on your video, you showed the difference between 2017 and what that little run looked like compared to, you had that chart with 2021, and then you can kind of see them floating together. but the next run is massive. So I'm very bullish. And I really think what's going to happen with XRP, no matter what, it's going to be so shocking to people. It's going to blow so high. It'll go $2, $3 and it'll move $2, $3 a day, that it will just continue to go, because that's where its rightful place belongs. And especially when you see all these other coins. So Bull, where are you standing as far as the market, as far as everything goes, crypto, geopolitics, the whole nine? What do you think?
Oh, that's a loaded question.
Let me throw some more in there. And what do you think about? No, I'm just kidding.
Chip, man, don't start with me right now. We're going
All right.
that on line.
Okay.
Like, don't do that again.
Just hang out here. That's all right.
But with the state of crypto, so this is the way I always look at everything. I'm always bullish all the time, right? I'm always bullish all the time, almost to a fault. But a little bit about my background is that my independent fields of study are specifically, when it comes to what I spend most of my time studying, is geopolitical black swan events and authoritarianism, right?
Yep.
That's literally all I'm seeing going on in the world right now. Like I've spent my whole life learning about that, and like stocks and like currency and all of that. Learned a lot about the banking system. So all I'm seeing now is a bunch of hoopla. And this journey of mine, as far as educating myself on that, started 10 years ago. So seeing everything coming together now the way it is, it was like I knew a moment like this was going to happen. I didn't know it was going to be because of this health crisis. I did not. I could not have predicted that. But looking at unravel and looking at the plot like play out is very it's tremendous. It's the greatest opportunity, and it's sad to say because a lot of people are hurting financially and from a lot of intervention and things going on right now. But if you're awake to what's happening, it's the greatest opportunity. Now, when it comes to the upside of crypto, every single high quality crypto that has utility, has partnerships that we talk about on my channel, probably on your channel, and the more known crypto XRP community channels.
Talk about like Shiba.
Stop. I hate this.
We talk about Doge and how awesome it is
90%
of the time.
The stupid dog coins they discredit me. I'm telling you right now that they don't make me look good, because people are over here stacking bank money on these coins, and I'm over here holding XRP at $1, right? True. So it's like, it is what it is, but I will laugh at the end of the day, but it's great.
Before you do that, Joe, I just want to give a quick shout out to Phoenix.
Good to hear you, man.
He said, I finally made it home after 9 months. I know that there was some that's good.
Glad to hear that, Phoenix. And I'm glad to hear it. Good to see you, man. Good to see you on here, because he's an OG of the channel and everything. Then we've got El Haco. He says hashtag Mike Moonshine.
Nice.
So there you go.
But when it comes to the state of crypto, like I said before, they're all gonna rise, whether it's within a couple months, a couple years. And it's gonna rise more than any asset class on the planet. And that's obvious. And it's the only thing stopping people from embodying becoming wealthy already is just patience, because it will come to you if you let it. Some people are trying to chase it, and that's scarcity mentality. Don't chase it. It's going to come to you, right? And you have to build the passive income streams within crypto, like with the Flare network and Flare Finance, some DeFi, and learning about all of this. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what the hell, why $100,000 JPEGs are being sold right now. I'm still figuring it out, but I'm learning. You better believe I'm learning. So it's
we're learning too, Bull. We got a series coming out, and we think we're gonna wait to launch it on the XRPL we're excited about it, man, because again, we're about as just as curious. And you're like, hey, they're not just necessarily JPEGs. It's like,
they're not, but that's how it started. So I was like,
Hey, it's interesting right here. So Mel G, this is an interesting comment, because it references something that you just said, in that mindset. And I think it's like, it's an everyday life thing, and everybody goes through those periods of time where, like, you know, it's not going to happen to me, or you get into this negative mindset that can disrupt, you know, the positive energy flow around you, you know, not getting metaphysical in any way, but
Yeah.
it impacts everything. If you have a
Mhm.
positive mindset, positive things happen, you know, because your positive mindset it kind of bleeds out onto other people, and
Yes.
it attracts good things. And so
Mhm.
Mel G saying, you know, she said, my fear of the space is that it won't happen for me. You know, everyone says the rally's coming and hard to wait when I could really use it to help my family. Now, the thing is, you know, we also think about things in a
Mhm.
very short time cycle, you
Mhm.
know? So if we look at the growth of the space over the past 10, 11 years ago, people could be sitting around like, where's this thing going to go? You know,
Mhm.
who could have envisioned, you know, Bitcoin at $57,000, $60,000 10
Mhm.
years ago, you
Yes.
know, and people, you know, bailed out of Bitcoin. Like you said, sometimes getting out of the big ones too early.
Mhm.
You know, and there are going to be some, you know, there's this idea of trying to, you know, everybody wants it to happen overnight. And sometimes it doesn't happen that way. You know, you look at the S&P 500, and if you invest in the S&P 500 over the past 20 plus years, you're going to
Mhm.
be ahead of the game, you
Yes.
know, but that's over a long, long period of time. And I
Mhm.
think, as we're saying, this percolation within the crypto space, we can't think 6 months or a year out. You know, you
Mhm.
almost have to think 5, 10 years down the road, not to say it isn't going to happen for people. Cause like you said,
Yes.
people are making tons of money on the Doge, you know, or on Sheep, you know,
And
and some of the others out there.
but this is the thing, right? It's they are making money on our favorite dog coins right now, but I don't promote the dogs. I hate the damn dogs. But here's what I'll say. Thank you, Louis. Bless you. Bless you. But here's what I'll say to that comment is that, you know, that 20-year investing stock market mindset now, and when it comes to crypto, can be reduced to 2 to 5, right? And that's a lot shorter of a time horizon. And just for an
Yep.
example is in the bottom of the 2020 bear market, when we saw that crash in March, accumulating 88 Cardano at 3 cents, and now it went up to $3. That's 100x. That's just one crypto I named. Boom.
Yep.
Theta was a powerhouse for me. Invested at 7 cents. We saw it go up to $16. I sold a little too early, but completely, but you know, it's still 30x returns that I made from that. Like
Right.
these things, all it takes is one, right? All it takes is one. And though I understand paying the bills for your family and immediately helping the people around you, like that's very important. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I suffered tremendously not paying bills. It was tough. It was very, very tough, you know. So what I'll say is that I love the story of Pandora's box a lot because it talks about how like once the box was open, it was famine and hunger and disease everywhere, but when it was opened again, the last thing that was remaining in the box to help balance the scales for humanity was hope, right? And that hope and that ability to continue working with that hope being in place was enough to balance all of that nonsense. And that's something that I hold near and dear to my heart because it does work, you know. And with this space, when it comes to this space, it's not just grounded in the woo, right? Like we like to dabble in interesting topics and stuff like that, but it's all grounded in government documents and partnerships and connections. And we have the best researchers on the planet. Like we're not just talking out of left field here. We just saw Ripple partnered or with the Digital Pound Foundation today. But we knew that months ago.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
We knew that months ago, but now is the confirmation, right? You guys, people in the audience that may not have been before, are lucky that you're here and the news isn't affecting the price now, because typically after you find out the news, the price has already gone too far, right? So we're still lucky. We're still so early. And the people, the vets in this space know we're not at peak euphoria yet because the dumbest people I know aren't asking me for crypto advice yet.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
exactly. And but what I would say is that, you know, and that's what's really great about your message. You know, in order to know what light feels like, you got to live a little bit of dark times. You know, it's like, you know, knowing what it's like to live in a place where you hear gunshots at night, living out of your car, trying to figure out, trying to make it. You know, it's like been to some pretty weird places, you know, early in life, and you get to what happens is it becomes. I find the most important thing in life is the whole gratitude get up every day. Thanks for the day. This is a great, breathe, take a breath. I mean, somebody put something on Twitter the other day I thought was so profound yet so simple. They said, thank you, because today I had 2 gifts and I opened each eye. And it's like, wow, that's like, you start thinking about this stuff, but really, and a lot of it is giving back, giving back to people reaching out, needing something, or that next thing that gets them there, but when they hit me up for like, hey, what's up, Chip, with this coin? I'm like, I don't know, man, your guess is as good as mine. But one thing we do know is that what you just mentioned about the price, we have the SEC going after Ripple. And man, wouldn't it be awesome if like this news and this partnership today comes out and all of a sudden it blows past the all-time high and hits $4 XRP? No, I mean, the whole reason it went to 380 something the first time was because we thought that it was going to be listed on Coinbase. And when it was listed on Coinbase, you're like, here, hold my bear. No one gives a rat's ass. It's like
nothing. It didn't matter. It wasn't significant.
I want to put this up, this comment here. This is Alan, and Alan's there it is. Yeah. So on the chain is the XRP of YouTube, most unvalued channel. Bull has the most blessedly average content. And I hate that you say average, because I like to say above average. I think you gotta like tweak that a little bit. It's above average.
No,
content.
I can't, because it's about it rolls off the tongue. You got to do
it. But if it was average, nobody would tune in. Let's be honest. Okay.
I know.
And love you, Chef Chip. Thank you for all the blessings. And I saw a great comment from Alan before. He's like, I just thought it was a bunch of 2 old guys spitting fire or something like that. And I was like, kind of is. Just rambling on, but he gave us another shot. I appreciate that, Alan.
Yeah, and then there was another one here from Notorious too that slipped through. Everything was moving so fast. He said, nice to see some of the OG on some aggressively average content here today. Love the bull. So the state of crypto is you haven't seen nothing yet. Buckle up. That's from Notorious.
That's you say buckle up. That's Notorious, man. And you know what?
Legendary clips, man. Legendary.
And one of the things I love about your open is you have Dan Pena on there, and he is just, I mean, the way you masterfully cut together that open. Was there something in particular that inspired you about Dan? Like, I mean, obviously he talks about a lot, but to pick that clip to sort of use in your intro.
So the reason is because, Dan Pena, he's one of the hardest people on the planet, but and many people hate him because he's so hard, but he loves people, right? He literally does, to the point where he has to be such an asshole, because it's just speaking truth, and that's one of the biggest principles you have to live by. In my opinion, the biggest one. And people aren't gonna like you when you say a lot of truth, right? Because it offends people, it makes people very upset, because then you have to take responsibility and confront your damn problems, right? And that's something. Once people look themselves in the mirror and they're like, oh, damn, like, oh, this is my fault. Then it's like, oh, I can't look out externally at the world. Oh, no more woe is me. It's like, oh, damn, now I got to do something. So that's why I love Dan. He hits great. He predicts a lot of things that happens as well. When oil reached negative, it was negative, I think, $37. He predicted that. That was insane to me. So plenty of things that I love about Dan. He was on Joe Rogan and Brian Rose a lot as well. So absolute beast. Been following her for a while.
And Brian Rose still dresses like a gangster from like the 1930s. I'm expecting him to show up with a gun.
Like backflips, and he's running for mayor of like London and all this. Dude, he's living life to the fullest.
Like, really is. He was on the back of his battle bus lounging. He's got the colors.
And you all know why he didn't win. I mean, the people were for him, and we kind of know how that works. I mean, we don't have to get into a dissertation, but we kind of get it. I mean, he really did. He did a great job, and he got a lot of people excited. And then it's kind of like we just saw in Canada. It's like, wait a minute, come on, all right, whatever. It's like it's going so off. I mean, it's like it's not a little bit left. It's like off the cliff left. It's like about the only thing I'll say about that. So,
hey, quick shout out to XRP Ninja over here for Dayquil to the bull.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Dayquil, man. Dayquil keeps you up.
But I don't need that. I sip on my coffee, bro. What do
you like to drink? So we're big coffee fans here. We talk about coffee. for a while, like how people pitch like ledgers and cold storage wallets. Jeff and I pitch the bidets. We have a Tushy product that I'm like that I go crazy about because it's the best thing that's ever happened in your life.
Here we
And
go
then
with the side, Greg.
and Jeff, listen, we talk about coffee, so I want to hear we talk about all kinds. I mean, Jeff will talk about coffee for about 7 or 8 minutes on his rant. He does a solo rant on Saturday mornings. Tell us about your coffee.
I thought this was going to be a crypto talk. Now we're over here talking about bidets and dates.
It's all about it's all love, man. It's all love.
Well-laid plans.
Not just bidets. It's the best one ever.
To bidets.
It's incredible.
That's
right. That should have been the title tonight.
No.
Yeah. Do you drink coffee?
No,
that was the segue.
What do you like though? What kind of coffees are you into? Do you got any brands you're really like crazy about? I mean, you drink espresso. Like, what do you like?
Espressos and cappuccinos.
All right.
I'm also a little princess and got my caramel macchiatos from Starbucks.
Oh, hello.
But then there's this bootleg coffee shop in the hood of Miami called Star Sense that I get a little.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we got to check that place out. We got to drive down and meet the bull there, man.
Oh, man.
We got to do a road trip.
What was that coffee shop we went to at Wynwood?
I don't know, man. That was like here. It was like a cup this big, and it was like $11, and you're like,
oh my god, goodness.
It was at the Bitcoin thing they had over there. It was a nice place. I mean, you know what it is? It's called the. You'll know what it is, Bull. It's the it's like a healthy little bar. You can get like fufu drinks in there and like carrot drinks and.
Not sure.
Jungle over there popping bottles. So
it's a
Jungle
pleasure.
Link.
Always a pleasure, man. But
popping bottles.
Let's get back into things. Something I'm gonna ask you guys is, what do you see as far as the state of Bitcoin and Ethereum right now? Because we know that ETH 2.0 is coming out with the masternode, which is powerful. We know that Bitcoin seems to be powering up right now and keeping the alts ready for this altcoin season coming, whether in a couple weeks or a couple months, who knows? What do you guys see as far as these bigger coins developing right now? And Cardano as well, because Cardano.
Wait a minute. Hang on, hold up. We're supposed to be asking the questions here, Bull. He comes on the show and interviews us.
Hey, listen, it is what it is.
People want to know what you think. They don't care what you think. It's like we're like Jeff. Who cares what you think? We want to hear about the Bull. We want to hear from the Bull.
Questions he has.
Throw it around to you, man. What do you think's coming up?
Here's what I'll say. With me, crypto's about ROI, and it seems to me like Bitcoin's ROI isn't there. Right. And I think a lot of people know that. Could some crazy nonsense happen where it goes to like 100K plus? Yeah, of course. Like, it is what it is. Crypto surprises me. And if that does happen, that just means that alts will pump more aggressively when they do. So I'm all for it. But I'm here for the 10 plus X returns, not the 100% return. Right. And that's the thing. And that's what frustrates me about the maxis. And that's why BitBoy is capitulating to the XRP army. Right. So he sees the money. As far as Ether is concerned, I don't know what to make of it because I don't know how the upgraded tech is going to look. So I'm sure it's tough. That one's tough. I know it's going to do well, but I don't know how well it's going to do. And I don't know if it's going to outperform other alternatives that I see in the market technologically, right? It could still have its problems, but we still have to wait and see. Maybe you guys know a little better than I do, because
man, I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, tell us exactly what's going to happen. I want price predictions. Go there, man.
The Oracle.
Let me pontificate. No, this one, it's interesting because I think, Bitcoin has kind of reached its, I'm not going to say it's reached its peak, but it's reached an interesting point. There's a lot going on with Bitcoin. The world is gravitating to Bitcoin, countries like El Salvador. So I think there's still a lot of run up for Bitcoin. And then you go down to Ethereum. Ethereum, first mover advantage in the smart contract space. I think they're already well entrenched within some of the businesses out there using it, obviously, as a solution for the ERC20 tokens. So I don't think Ethereum's going away.
No,
I
not
also
at
see it,
all. Not at all.
it's still going to ramp up. The whole space still has a lot of room for growth. But like you said, some people are chasing the 100x, 200x, 300x. But if you can chase some of the 10s and 15x's, you're doing pretty damn good. And there's
it's like,
Yeah.
there's a lot going on. There's still a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, and I would say this, like if you look back a year ago in November and you look at Quant and somebody comes to you and says, "Hey Chip, this is the one you go to and her name's Crypto Eddie and she's been spot on a lot and you're in her Patreon group," and she goes, "Yeah, you should do this." But you take her other advice, you still do well, and you're like, "Okay, $12, look what Quant's at right now." Right. And if you look at like H bar, you look at, you could have got into it just a couple of months ago for 10, 11 cents, and then it breaks 35, 40 cents. So like it's still there. Quality projects are still there. New ones are coming in. But I wanted to show this clip here because somebody, you talked about BitBoy, you showed this clip on your show, and then OG put this, I'll shout him out right at this, but he put this on here, and I thought this was kind of funny. Let's just watch this for a second.
What's going on?
Watch this.
All of these comments about, where's your $4 XRP? Well, you can take your $4 XRP and you can smoke it because $4 XRP is nothing compared to where it's going to go. $4 XRP is nothing compared to where this price is going to go. And if you think that this bull run is the end for XRP, wait until the next one when the company is public. All these comments about, where's your $4 XRP? Well, you can take your $4 XRP and you can smoke it.
Some very resentful individual is going to go click on the dislike.
By the way, look at my face. It kind of, I'm just enjoying this so much.
Hey, so Jungle has chimed in on this one. He said, "I'm always more comfortable with large amounts of money in BTC because it's finished. ETH has a lot of competition, even with Daddy Gensler looking out for them. With that said, ETH is going to blow up." Yeah, so that's interesting. That someone else said that Flare is the new ETH. So we're talking about that. There's a ton of projects that, can do amazing. I mean, it's just there's so much to do yet. So
by the way, that was Crypt OG. And he hit Bearable Bull, bring some $4 XRP tonight. So that was you shouting you out. I love that video right there. That was some solid stuff. I've always seen that picture of that baby doing that before, but man, he's really good at smoking. I was really never good at it, I'll be honest.
I know that's so.
I guess you got to learn at an early age. So
you're wrong for that, Chip. You're wrong for that.
Okay, that was bad to say that. I was only joking. It was sarcastic, horrible humor. But there you go.
Yeah. But that's Jeff, you bring up an interesting point. It's like people need to realize this is not, we're not going to cannibalize each other in this.
Right.
Like when I found out that what Flare Network was really trying to do, it's unlocking the value of all these networks. Like, bring on Bitcoin, unlock that value. Bring on Ether. It's the interoperability. It's the holding hands to the finish line. And that's the human element, and human psychology is so frustrating when it comes to the space, because it's like, oh, my community versus your community and all this nonsense. And it's really the maxis. I resent the maxis. That's it. Just the Bitcoin maxis. My least favorite community. But other than that, I think for the most part, people understand that we're gonna all create a massive global ecosystem. And the only questions that I do have is whether it's going to be pro people or is it going to really oppress us? And I'm generally speaking, I'm pretty pessimistic when it comes to things, unfortunately, just because people have a harder time organizing themselves than governments and stuff like that. But I'm cautiously optimistic with the technology that's coming out. Let's see if we can do some pro people stuff. I
like that. That's key right there. Yeah. Pro people stuff. We need to remember that it's all about the people. It's not about the governments. It's not about the actors and actresses and the musicians and people. It's amazing. Even athletes. And I look at this concept of being a Bitcoin maxi or an Ethereum maxi or whatever it might be, and you can almost attribute the mentality to sports, right? Because very polarized over a sports team. And now we're seeing how do you do that with a project, with a business? I get it. Apple people are like that. you know, Amazon or you know, Android.
Jeff,
people
I'm
are not-
about to lay into you right now,
Hey
man.
Jeff, let me just say, listen, don't start with me. Listen, I used to be an Android fan. I loved all my Samsungs, but I lost so many friendships because I would be in group chats with the stupid green bubbles, and listen, when I lived in a house and I had 5 other roommates. And these individuals, they all had a group chat in there without me. And there were external people that didn't live in my house in this group chat as well, all planning things in my home. I'm like, what's going on here? And I'm like, bro, you have the green bubble. It's messing up the everything.
That's right. That's right. But hang on a second.
So I had to capitulate to the Apple people because
You
I lost
had
so many
to.
friends.
But I just want to go this. I'm going to deconstruct that a little bit. I'm going to disagree with you. And it's a rare time that I will, Jeff, but not for what you think. Now, the sports analogy does not fit the crypto world because there's only one winner, right? At the end of every season, there's a Super Bowl, there's a whatever, the pennant, whatever it's going to be, Stanley Cup, right? Whatever it is, you're going to win. Okay. So it's not quite like that. So you kind of have to root for your team. It's more akin to the stock market. And that's like what we talked about before. And we have agreement there. Like, yeah, there's only one Apple stock. Apple stock's it. There should be no other stocks. That's when you start realizing how silly it sounds. There's not going to be Apple stock. There's going to be a ton of them. And you may have your favorites, right? But you don't care. And now let's talk about Apple. Apple's been doing some dirty things lately, and I'm not happy about it. So you can take shots at them all you want because they're pretty dirty. And Jungle's if he's still in the chat, he's been putting some stuff out there. I've been right with him on all of the stuff because I used to say they were really privacy. They're really good for the privacy. I had a conversation with them like, we're recording this call. Can we record the call? Can we do this? Can we do that? I'm like, shut up with the privacy stuff already. Can I have some help here? And then what did? Then they started scanning your phone for photos because it's for the greater good. And now they used to have your biometric with your finger, but now they have it with your eye, biometric with your eyes. And geez, they're not going to do anything nefarious with that. My God, what could possibly go wrong, Bo? I mean, I'm sure it's all going to be good on the up and up. Google and Apple, and they're all the same. They're all cut from the same cloth. 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Google, Apple, Facebook.
Are you proud of me, Jeff?
It's very frustrating. It is very frustrating.
Speaking negatively about Apple. That's amazing.
I will do that because Tim Cook has destroyed that company. I have said that time and time again. And if you're Steve Jobs, you pick Tim Cook. You know why? Because you're gonna be the hero forever. And because Tim Cook took over after you.
So check out what Stam Ross is saying over here. And thanks for the support here. He says BTC is bad for the environment and has no utility. I think all the store value thing is because it failed as a payment system. Now, I can agree it failed as a payment system. The store of value was because it failed as a payment system, and they identified, hey, it didn't work well for this, but look what it worked really well for. And that's the scarcity of it and the idea that it's bad for the environment. We can debate that for a long time.
What's your opinions on that, real quick? Because I know
I'll give you mine.
They're getting a little better, but in my opinion, it's still like.
To me, it's.
You think it matters?
I don't think it matters one iota because Jeff and I have one or two shows we kind of deep dive this. We looked at like places like in New York and some other places where they had excess power. They didn't know what to do with it. So if you go ahead and save all the power, like for example, people can make the comparison. Well, XRP. It was gifted to Ripple, and it was open coin, and it was all minted. And you can say, well, the miners, and they're eating all this power up, but are they? Like, what happens to that excess power? Is it going to a community that needs it? It's like, well, if you guys weren't using it, if you weren't sucking all the air out of the universe, these poor village over here, they would get power, but they don't have power anymore because you evil Bitcoin miners. So I don't see that as the argument. And also, too, we've gotten very, very good with that. There was in Oklahoma and some of these Wyoming, wherever it was in the Midwest, where they were having the burn off from the gas was just getting wasted for the oil, for drilling for oil. And they said, hey, we can harness that power and we can then move that to mining. And then you look at the biggest badass in the world, Bukele down over there in El Salvador, going, hey, man, we got freaking volcano power. Shove it up where it doesn't shine, okay? We are going to light this bitch up, and we are going to fire it, and we're going to mine more Bitcoin. And then he has to go and show all the Bitcoin mines going on, and that shit is run by volcano power. I mean, you cannot get better. I mean, what's next? You get asteroid power, maybe go on Mars and mine. I don't know. I just don't. I see it as a moot point. Now, I always believe in the environment, do the best for the environment, but I
Yes.
don't know that it's taken away from that unless someone proves to me that some. What's that, Jeff?
It's a bullshit argument.
Well, there you
No,
go. Jeff just summed it. Thanks, Jeff. He just summed it up in 2 words.
Now, what I will say is that it's had enough that narrative, because I'm very much I read the what's it called? I like looking at eclectic sources for information, and I look at the predictive programming that could be coming into the future, right? With those narratives, and the narrative of Bitcoin's bad in the for the environment, whether it's a bullshit argument or not, has been ingrained into people's minds. And who do we have in power in the United States right now? People that all they care about is the climate.
Let's go, Brandon.
Right. And then the UN agendas and the world agenda in Europe or everywhere, all the people in power right now, all it is climate. So when I see the XRP and things like Hedera and other things are so pro climate, maybe let me say this first. Bitcoin is going to survive, and I think it's going to $1 million by 2030. That's what I think, right? But some things are going to happen in between now and then to potentially change the tech and how it works, in my opinion. So.
I agree 100% with that. And the thing is, that whole environment argument is that, or the usage of too much power argument also means that those that are mining are going to continue to find a mechanism to make it cheaper. They don't want to consume as much power. Why would you want to spend $100 to make $105? I want to spend $5 to make $100, you know? And so they are going to figure that part out, hence Volcano Power, hence what Senator Cruz is talking about down in Texas, also using excess natural gas to start mining Bitcoin, as Chip was referencing in Wyoming, as they're doing over in Iceland, you know, in other countries. They're going to figure out a way to harness it. You know, it's almost like saying, you know, the first iteration of the car, hey, you know what? You know, that's what we got. It sucks. We're not going to do it again. They had battery powered cars back during the Model T era, you know, which is crazy. But you know what they said? The battery sucks. Yeah, we can't drive very far with the batteries from back in those. And you waited a little bit, and hey, you know what? They eventually developed battery powered cars. I'm not saying battery power is better than gas, because I don't know. You know, we'll see what the future brings. You can't force ideas on people. You have to let the market handle it. The natural flow of the free market is going to weed out the failures, and that's an important part. You know,
in its purest state, it does work like that. So that's the fact. But people don't believe that because they don't understand economics. So it is what it is.
We got another YouTuber, Alex D Vlogs. I don't give a ain't what you do with your money. So Alex says, I love you, Bearable Bull. XRP Army wants to hear what you think about Matty G. Need to hear what you think about regarding Proppy. And then come on, Chip and Jeff, ask the question. XRP for life. So we asked it. So yeah, this Matty G stuff, which I've kind of watched, and it's like, what do you think? So I'll ask you, what about Matty G?
I saw that a video was posted, and I didn't watch it because I'm very careful about my energy and my peace. Right, because that's it. But I kind of got a sense of what was being discussed based on the comments. Apparently, I work for the World Economic Forum now, so sorry,
awesome, dude. Good gig.
So I was like, I don't know what to tell you.
I watched the one.
I'm not a World Economic Forum operative. As far as
you're not, that's why we had you on.
It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Aside from that, I don't know what he said specifically regarding Proppy, but what I will say is that I did have the CEO of Proppy on for an interview yesterday. It was very powerful. We asked a lot of questions as far as like the utility of the token and the first real estate NFT transaction that occurred, and let's see, some little diamonds in the rough things we dug up. You know, there's big things coming with that project in the next month or two, so I'm very excited about those developments. But
Yeah, they're a great I mean, they've been great. I mean, I had the chance to meet them early days when they were just getting started because I'm also in real estate tech. So I know those guys, and I don't know them personally, but I mean, I got a chance to kind of like meet up and see a lot of the cool startups, and I think they've got really sort of the best thing going really in real estate right now.
And there was one thing that Natalia said to me that really brought chills down my spine, and it was that I always reference this Navin Gupta clip that went out where it's like Ripple is trying to solve a $155 trillion problem, and we're trying to make a dent in the universe, right? Like, I love when I invest in some, I love cryptos that are aiming to be bold, and I say this because if you shoot for the stars, if you shoot for the damn stars, if you fail at shooting for the stars, you'll land on the damn moon, right? I'm gonna take it, right? And we'll take profits along the way up to the moon and to the stars, right? So that's something that I love. But Natalia said that the market that could be tapped into is a $280 trillion market when it comes to real estate, right?
Yeah.
Let's say they only 0.1% of that. What's only 0.1% of that is that it's like 280 billion. The market cap of property right now is $75 million right now. As far as the critique, I don't want to watch the video, frankly. I'm just being honest. But what I'll say is that apparently I'm telling people that to sell their XRP I'm not doing that. They're to sell all their XRP at a certain point. I'm only selling 5% of my XRP at $10, right? And I tell people if you see growth in your assets prices, take partial profits and slowly de-risk and diversify into other asset classes. And this project could be a way to help speed up the process, as property has very quick real estate transactions times in 4 states right now. I believe they're California, Texas, Florida, and Arizona was the last one. So very quick real estate transactions in those 4 states. It really gets a lot of time out of the way. And then with the rest of the US, you can use that platform. So it's very, very innovative. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm extremely bullish.
Look, I mean, a lot of times people will chime up, they'll have something to say. I tried to watch it, it was unwatchable because I mean, it kind of came on my feed. I started watching, I'm like, this is just nonsense, whatever. But you know what? You know what it tells me? When you're successful, when people have to start making a video about you or start naysaying it, it's like I always say in business, look, focus on, the plan, you move it forward. It's kind of like that what they say at Facebook, done is better than perfect. You're never going to get it perfect. You got to keep making actions that sort of are pointing you towards your goal. And when I look at stuff like that, I'm like, okay, sometimes when you're in a company, you start getting lawsuits. Well, that's how you're getting successful. And you know what the really good problem to have is? Complaining about you're paying too much tax. That means you're getting to be successful. It's like, man, these taxes are getting ridiculous.
Chip, unless they overtax you.
Well, until you get to a point too. Well, that too. But I'm talking about. Well, then you get to a point. It's kind of like I hate this. I'm making too much taxes, and all of a sudden you get to another level. You go like, oh, this is cool. I don't really pay much in tax anymore. You get to that point, you're like, there's what taxes, Jeff? It's not really a big deal. And then you go lobby people, and you go like, I can't believe I'm not paying enough tax. Just tick the box on that form that says contribute.
That's something that takes. A lot of people don't take profits because they're worried about taxes. I'm like, listen, you're paying taxes because you're making some damn money. If you don't want to pay income tax on trading some cryptos, come on down to Florida. Let's go to town, right? Hey, what's going on?
That's it, Bo. We're meeting up. All right. Can you at least confirm that there's a potential we could possibly meet up, 3 of us, go have a beer? I'm gonna go with.
I'm sending a songbird out to let you.
Wait a minute. I can see it from my window.
I'll send you an NFT and give you an address.
Oh, it just hit the window. That's bad news right there.
It's on the pigeon. It might not get shot down. So Sam Ross asking a question: if BTC gets to 2nd or 3rd place, what would replace it? What could happen to its image and value? Is there a possibility something is going to beat BTC?
Well, I think XRP will, just based on the market it's trying to tap into. I remember Greg Kidd stated matter of factly, XRP will replace Nostro Vostro accounts, and I believe the number we have for that is $27 trillion. It could be more, it could be less, but that's the number that apparently we can use, that has been discussed in this community. So I'm going to go with that. And if that's the case, then what is Bitcoin going to go to $27 trillion just storing money like trapped in there? Listen, look, I think Bitcoin's going to keep going up because of the perception, institutional products built around it. People love it, the community and things like that. But, you know, I see plenty of projects that could pass Bitcoin based on utility. Like I think Kadera is another one that could. Ether could even do it. Maybe even this board. Who knows? I don't know.
XDC. Who knows? I mean, there's a bunch of them out there that could potentially get some legs. You know, it's kind of like this. You know, it's like, hey, I really like my dog. My dog can do this trick, and he can do that trick, and he does this, and he digs a hole. What does your dog do? And it's a stuffed animal. You're like, I don't know. I kind of take him with me when I go places. He's awesome. And it's like
the best moment in crypto history will occur when XRP finally takes the number one spot. And the reason is because that is when the whole market decouples from Bitcoin's movements. Right. Because Bitcoin going up and down a market, it does not make, right? We don't see, imagine if Apple controlled the whole stock market, right? Look, it is what it is. I understand. But it's once XRP does that and we have a larger amount of money flowing through the crypto space, I believe this is the asset class that will swallow all the asset classes, right? In one way, shape, or form. The tokenization of stocks, real estate, commodities, and maybe even derivatives down the road, who knows? That's going to be tremendous. That's going to be tremendous. So,
yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you.
Yep. Let's see. Something else. Can I ask the question, Chip? Can I ask am I allowed to?
Because I don't want to You're the guest.
Execute your channel.
Well, I was like, I was like, well, people want to learn about you. They don't care about us. So we go ahead and ask a question. You're the guest. Let's give you the floor. What do you got, Paul?
So what I'll ask you guys. So I see me personally, I know that we're going to continue running up, but I always see the negative news and negative developments on the side, because that could throw a monkey wrench on things and maybe cause a market crash. It's a price thing, not necessarily a fundamental value thing, right? And I'll always look at things like that because it's the mindset of the retail that I look at. I'm like, all right, let's make sure we prime the mind of the retail investor just in case some crash happens, to ensure that they either buy or they can hold through it mentally and they know it's okay. So I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of negative things, both on the macroeconomic level and even in crypto. So what are some things that you see that could be negative, and how do you think that could affect this market?
Well, let's see. We only have 4 hours left, so we might as well go for it, Jeff. I think between the two of us, we could split 2 hours on that.
Oh, let's go to town.
I mean, if you go for the bigger picture,
elevator pitch.
Yeah, I would just say, yeah, well, that's, again, that's not something, Jeff, you and I are really good at as far as when it comes. We're pretty good at bloviating, but what I will say is on the macro level, you know, I kind of see that there's a groundswell happening, and I alluded to it in the beginning, but I just believe, you know, there's always this battle between good and evil, right? Yes. Good and evil, and then evil looks like it's pulling ahead, and then boom, gets throat punched, and next thing you know, and I kind of see that in a lot of different areas. So yeah, there's going to be a little bit of fallout. There's going to be some stuff that's going to go down. But you know, I kind of am always this believer, maybe it's the forever optimist in me, but I always sort of believe in we the people, that we have all the power, that collectively we are untouchable, and that the evil is always really a smaller, minute part of it. And I'm choosing words very carefully here. I don't want to get into a scenario where, you know, I'm just choosing words very carefully, but I am seeing something that hasn't happened or occurred, at least that I'm aware in my lifetime. There were some pockets of it that happened, but when I see the unity that's happening in people speaking up about basic freedoms, and the key to it all is the whole idea of decentralization. CBDCs are poison. They're going to destroy everything. They're going to have a social score. They're going to lock you out. You shouldn't be buying this. Oh, we're going to lock you out. Oh, you violated your terms of service. Well, wait a minute. It was 180 pages. Who read that? Well, you violated this. You shouldn't have done that. You sped in your car. We're tracking you on your phone. So these are the kind of things that we're all fighting for right now. We're fighting for freedom, personal freedom, freedom for everybody. And it's happening on a global basis. And that uprising that I'm seeing is very proactive, and it's also positive. And I kind of see the other side, what we'll call the evil doers, the people that are, trying to keep the thumb on you. What I see with those is they are in massive panic mode. You can see it show up in a lot of different ways, but crypto is peaking at the right time. Will there be market corrections? Hell yeah. Could there be a mini crash? Could we see Bitcoin going down below 20K? Yeah, a lot of people will be buying it. But let's make no mistake. Bull, you brought it up before. When you look at Flare, look at the utility. Yeah, Dogecoin was a joke. Now Dogecoin has utility as it works with Flare, and now they just added Solana. Wait, what did they just add? Sorry, I don't want to
Algorand.
Algorand. Sorry, I knew I was speaking out of turn.
I'm very frustrated with that move because I was about to go into the algo governance thing, right, where you could have to lock it up for, and then the Flare F asset for algo launched, and I'm like, oh. Damn, now I gotta wait for Flare now. Now you can't do it.
Can't do it, man.
So it's like that Flare network, that's gonna, especially up front, guys, that's gonna be the key to making as much money as possible for that.
Flare is absolutely, and you know what? I mean, we did a video early days. When I saw Flare and I saw this thing 2 years ago, I said, oh wow, if this thing is what I think it is.
Big.
Yeah. I
We're
thought
There's a lot of ramification to the positive side.
Honestly,
what are your thoughts?
When I first saw Flare, I thought it was what Codius was, right? That's what I thought it was. That's the first thing that went through my mind. Yeah. But apparently, according to Stephen Thomas, no, Codius is still happening in the background, and then Flare is this own thing as well. So I'm like, oh my goodness, this is powerful, right? So it's insane. And then we have things like what's it called? The app, the Trust Line, and the Probity Vault, and all these things going on. It's still constant learning every single day. When I think I'm caught up with something, I realize that I'm 15 years behind. And then over here, I'm trying to learn about all these new products and dabbling into the NFT space as well. I managed to get my hands, guys, on the DeLorean NFT. Very happy about that.
Nice.
I don't know what the hell it even is. I think I got a leg or something, but it's pretty cool.
I want to get my hands on a real one so I can just go down the street and cause fireballs to happen.
Exactly. Yeah, I want to give a quick shout out to Lone Wolf for the support, Too Fast for You for the support, and Currency Revolution #7.
Thank you.
For the support.
Thank you for that, Jeff.
Too Fast for You. Did want to know your thoughts on DAI. It says he is OGGGG, and so, but yeah, man, it's awesome. I really thank everybody for being here tonight as well. What an outstanding conversation. We can go on like this for probably the next couple hours.
Let's go for at least 4 more. Listen, I have a whole.
We gotta meet up in person first, man.
Oh, bro, listen, if you don't want to get intimate too much over the internet, I understand. It's fine.
Oh, hell no, man. Well, we're good with it. We got to keep this to like keep it like to an hour-ish. Jeff and I did a whiskey stream and it went like 2.5 hours, and it didn't end well. So we gotta we're always like,
oh man,
we go. Let's do a whiskey stream.
It was a great idea. Yeah,
everything sounds great.
Great idea.
Yeah,
let's see.
Sounds great at the time.
Good idea. So I want to give a shout out to DNI over in Thailand. He did say everything's channeled to the central banks and the government to control the masses.
Digital nomad investor. I've been a big fan for a long time, man. Thank you for being here, bro. Truly.
Yeah, and those damn shirts he puts together are just epic.
Incredible. They're incredible, man.
And also too, he raised the fund. I think he's still raising it to save elephants. And man, I love elephants. They're like the most amazing creatures in the world. So it's always cool to see those photos and stuff, man. DNI are doing great work. And by the way, Moneybags, look at this right here. I got to see this. Who said he can do? Where's
Bob Moneybags in the building, man? How you doing?
No, it's this Moneybags. It's Moneybags, not Bob.
Oh, Moneybags. Hello.
He goes, Chip, I can hook you up with the DeLorean. Is it about this big and it's got little tiny wheels on it? Because if you can, man, I'm all in.
Real one.
Either way, if you can hook me with the DeLorean, man, hit me up. And
if you get a DeLorean, you got to get the flux capacitor.
And then Oscar is with, by the way, do you have that thing Oscar did the other night? That cracked me up. Can you pull that up, Jeff? You can pull that up. You know, this is what's fun. We're just like, you know, Jeff and I are shooting the whatever. And I said, you know, Hester Purse is like basically burning it all down with a fire thrower. And then Oscar, listen, then Oscar in the back, he's like the fastest dude. He's like, hey guys, check this out. And I love stuff like that. And so I'm like, yeah, well, you know, Danger Girl, you know, Danger Girl. She was the kid, like kind of like looking like as like there's something burning in the background. That was an NFT that sold for like, I don't know, $500,000. But I mean, we just got so much amazing talent. We got Coining 203. That's Alex saying, "What's up?" There it is, right there. So he puts Hester Pierce and Oscar, man, epic.
We're going to town in here where we got memes of Hester Pierce.
So hang on a second. We got to do that as a limited. We got to do with that. Release that as an NFT and get Oscar in on it, and we'll do something like that. But it's awesome. And man, you know, Moneybag's not Bob. You got to hook me up with the DeLorean. Let's do that. That'll be fun.
The flux capacity.
Ani, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. I don't know what this means here. Muhammad, hello guys. Tell them give right away. XRP. They're going too fast, and I was clipping on the wrong one, but
give away.
But Bull, I want to just give you the floor here to kind of like let's give you like the last word. We really appreciate you coming on. I know we've been kind of talking about it for a while, and you've had a lot going on. So I really appreciate you taking the time to finally get on the chain, man. It's so great to have you here. You know, maybe down the road we'll get you back on, and we just enjoyed the conversation.
Always, whenever you want, just reach out, man. I'll try to work around the schedule.
How about tomorrow night?
Let me just say, Jordan's in here somewhere. He tells me my schedule every single day. I don't know.
Jordan, how about tomorrow night? Can we do another hour or two with the Bull?
Hey,
Jordan.
Jordan.
Solo Monday and Tuesday, so
make it happen, Jordan. Make it happen.
Yeah, I'll be flying Monday and Tuesday. I'll get some co-hosts. Maybe Alex will co-host with me, but I'll find some co-hosts for that. Because Jeff can go an hour straight with talking. I'm not that great, man. I'm okay.
Let's see.
So, anything Bearable for a wrap, man? Thanks for being here. Anything you got? Final last words?
Final last words. Something I'll ask. I guess I'll ask you guys both. Since I had destroyed the setup of how this interview was supposed to go.
And we had so many. You saw the stuff we were preparing ahead of time.
We had a whole bunch of stuff. We never got to it. That's all right. It's like
we never got to it. I know.
It's like our show.
It was about bidets and then daycare. Remember?
What else you got to talk about?
What I'm curious to know is your guys' take on Evergrande. How do you think that's going to affect the world right now? Because what do you think about it?
Another Lehman Brothers, right? Bailout. Yeah, they can't afford it to fail.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of emptiness within the Chinese economy, and I think they're starting to see some of it. There's also a little bit of tension between the communist government and the capitalist form of their economy they've created, and they're trying to pull that back and rein in some control with the digital yuan. But Mr. Wright brought up a comment, and he said that batteries are better than OPEC. And I need to remind you that they use lithium in the batteries that go into Tesla. And the Tesla batteries, they use 22 pounds of lithium per battery. And that lithium is mined, guess where? In Ganfeng in China. So you have to decide, is the lithium consortium or OPEC, which one is worse? And that goes back to your question, about what's going on over there. There's a lot of things that we don't understand, don't know, but I think they're going to feel it. I think they're going to cover it up and they're going to hide it a lot better than we did in 2008, because what happened here with all of that was felt on a global scale as well. But just like what we just experienced over the past year, they covered that up and buried it like champs. And the whole world capitulated to it. And so now we're going to see the exact same thing happen all over again. It's mind numbing to see some of the things that are happening at the, at an economic and political level But that's a whole different conversation. Want to get into the geopolitics of it? Then we could speak for hours
Well,
about
listen, hey, look, we got 12 hours. I don't sleep, guys. Come on now. Let's
Just
put it.
Mr. Wright saying, Chip, thanks. I did not know that. No, what? I missed that. I was like, hey, let's see a comment. I'm like, what is he talking about? I want to know the comment.
Mr. Wright said batteries are better than OPEC.
No, but then he
And
said, Chip, I didn't
So-
know that. Does he mean Jeff? Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe he said something else, but that's what I was referencing.
No, I
is
know
that-
what you're. I know. Well, the other thing
Oh,
too, Jeff, is you buy one of these things, and then 20% of the energy that's produced in the United States is coal. So I'd be like, I'm against coal, but that you can't. Part of your, depending on where you live in the country, you're burning coal so you can heat, so you can basically recharge your electric vehicle. So.
Oh, look, lithium's highly toxic, and it's bad for the environment.
Right. There's disposing of it is an absolute
I haven't thought
nightmare.
about They haven't thought it through, Chip.
I will make a prediction though. The next generation, within the next 5 or 10 years, a new battery is going to come along that's going to be ridiculously small and going to be able to, could take 15, but I think it's going to happen. It's going to replace lithium. It might already be floating around out there. It might have sort of been suppressed, but it's going to be very small, contain a lot of different energy. And what it's going to be able to power your car for the week. You can go like 900 miles on it. You can go 1,000 miles, and it's going to be very inexpensive to, because what we have right now is dinosaur technology. These lithium batteries, they're going to end up in landfills.
The legacy systems and businesses stifling innovation through regulation and keep their pockets lined up. Yeah, we know what's going on.
Hey, did we talk about XRP at all? I'm just curious. Did we ever hit that? No,
dude. I think for like 5 minutes. For 5 minutes.
It's like we're going to talk all crypto, and sometimes this seems more like the show we used to do, which is called the after show. We'd have a guest on, talk all about crypto, and then we have a show like this where we just kind of shoot the shit, right, and have fun and all that. But and that's kind of what we did. But that's what's great, man. It's like it's kind of a departure from what we normally do, and that's fun, man. It's like fun just hearing you off the cuff. That laugh is infectious. I love your laugh, and
thank you, dude.
and I just love when we do a live show. There's always some really intelligent comments. Can't always put them up, but Jeff and I review them after, and we're like, man, it's just some incredible dialogue happening.
And we have some of the smartest and brightest people in the crypto space. That's why we always love our subscribers. We love the comments that go on in the sidebar over here. That's an entire show. Sometimes I wonder if they actually have the volume up, and they're.
I don't even think they're listening. I just think they're chatting with each other. It's a chat room, really.
That's great. And you look like here. Look, sounds like you guys are comparing XRP to Bitcoin. I don't know. Sorry.
I don't know. Here's what I'll say. We could wrap it up here if you guys want. But you, Jeff, I think you made a point earlier that I wanted to touch on, but then we got into some other things. But you mentioned CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, being the worst end game. I would agree, because that's complete total loss of any type of freedom and sovereignty and bada bing with social credits. We know what's going on. Yeah, this is a lukewarm thing going on for me, because I'm investing in these literal Illuminati coins. All right, this is what's going on. Like, I see what they want. I'm like, okay, document. All right, come on, let's go to town. Let's make me some money so I can be free, right? But it's the CBDC infrastructure. So
look at that. Eagle Eye says,
what's going on? How do we this?
Eagle Eye says Bitboy eats Bearable burgers. That's awesome, man.
That's silly.
Here you go. Money man, bull, when XRP, this bull run, when it moons this bull run, what's your prediction of its correction? Is there going to be a correction?
Good question.
This is the thing. This is the thing, right? This is a speculative bull run, in my opinion, right? Because we're not seeing utility, we're just seeing price action, right? I think we can rise up in value. I think a minimum price we reach for XRP is $10, and if things go really well, like something news and the perfect storm, we could hit 20 to 25 just based on speculation and FOMO and hype alone.
Go on.
and here's the thing. I also see a crashing down of prices potentially happening. Stop.
So I'm just reacting to your comments, man.
If some things they do to try and rein in the crypto space and get rid of some retails, whether it's regulation or some things coming down, because speculation and FOMO does not sustain this price. But that does not mean I don't see even through the volatility in the back end, some utility coming, right? Because I do see the utility coming. So I see this massive uptrend. I see the potential for nasty crashes here and there, regardless of this uptrend. And then in the back end, I believe the utility is coming, whether the back end is right after this bull run or a couple of months out or maybe a few years. I don't know, right? But that's kind of what I see going out, playing out here. But regardless of that fact, what I'll say is I will take some profits because I have to take some damn profits. I've been waiting too damn long, right?
Okay.
We have to take some partial profits. Diversifying the asset classes, whether it's going to be a catalyst for businesses or just make people feel comfortable. Okay, I made 10 to 40x from XRP. I feel good now. And other cryptos that we feel good. And then we have to hold a great portion for the future as well, because we have the Flare network coming out, or we can mint our FXRP. We have that passive income and that utility, right? So these are long-term things that we have at play here, that it needs to be a balance with our immediate future and also preparing for any possible thing that could happen, you know. So I'm very bullish overall in this space. I'm always looking at the long term, and I know where these prices are going to go. But then I zone out and listen to like some of the biggest bears in the space too, and I'm like, oh, I see what you're saying. You have a point. You're grounding me a little bit. Fine, I get it. But
Well, I like it, man. I like what you're talking there. I like where you're going.
Yeah,
And
it's good stuff.
good stuff, guys. So anyway, are you ready to get out of here, guys?
Oh, I got one more here because
Let's go,
Wally
let's go.
Bruce said how much fuel is burned mining gold in the world weekly. But the
All right.
question is, if you compare what gold does versus Bitcoin. So with gold, you also have all of the production of moving the gold, right? Not just mining the gold. So you have the cost of mining the gold, but actually in 2020, the total between mining, recycling, everything, the total energy consumption for the entire industry in 2020 was a total of 265 terawatt per hour of energy used and 145 MT, whatever that is, of CO2 produced. And so that was, that's gold, 265. And then Bitcoin during that same period of time, let me see if I can find it here. I had it pulled up. Where'd it go? Here it is. Bitcoin was, oh, where's the number? This was, but there they have 200. This is 2018. They had 113 terawatts per hour of energy used per year. So it was about, so it might have increased by 2020. They don't have an exact number. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. But that is, and that's just gold in relation. So 265 terawatts of energy used versus 113. And then there's also a lot of CO2 that's created and as a result. And then you have I mean, you can get into this stuff, all the evidence, all this stuff and the research is out there. It's crazy when you start looking at some of these numbers. And then, you know, that goes back to the whole narrative before. But that also means, you know, the naysayers out there, the Janet Yellens of the world, you know, with the whole nefarious purpose, and you know, and Elizabeth Warren and our buddy the Shermanator out in California, Brad Sherman, you know, congressman out there. There's all these naysayers in this space, and then you even have Christine Lagarde, you know, and all these things they're saying negatively. You look at it and I say, you know what, maybe there's something to it. If they don't like it, there's probably something good about it.
Yeah.
I'll just remind everybody to like, subscribe, click that notification bell. If it's your first time, hey, give us a shot. Go ahead and subscribe to the slowest growing channel, YouTube, in the history of crypto. If it goes any slower, Jeff and I will be fossils. You know, you never know. I mean, but that's kind of it. That's our claim to fame. We got to do the shirts, slowest growing YouTube channel, period.
Honor.
But we're proud. We love the folks.
One day, about 10 years from now, we'll be up there with the Bearable Bull.
And congratulations on your 143,000 subscribers. You're coming up on 150. Thank you. It's so amazing for the content you put out.
100,000.
What's that?
Do you get a silver button, a silver YouTube button or something at 100,000?
You get the plaque if you want to.
You're supposed to, but they don't like me as much over there, so they're withholding it a little bit.
Yeah, especially since they're like, not that guy, man.
They're a little lukewarm.
So he's a little bit, you know, a little bit racy over there. So
let's
be careful with that dude. So All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Bull, hang out for a little bit in the green room. Finally, 20K. It was funny. We hit 20K during Jeff's show on Saturday, and then we wake up the next day and we went back down 19. We're like, what happened? We were like 150, 20,150. And we like now a week later, we're just not even there again. So I don't know. Who knows? We're not going to get too, YouTube's not, they love us sometimes, but I don't know. Anyway, all that matters is hang out, Bull. We're going to wrap it up after this.
Thank you so much, guys.
Appreciate it, Andy. And we're going to get out of here. We're going to go ahead and play the outro, and from Chip, Jeff, and the Bull, we're out of here. We'll probably do it again sometime. And if we get together, it's going to be bedlam. We got to try that out, guys. See you on the next one. All right.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.